Good day, everybody. This is Vic from V-Drive bringing it to you. 2025 Lincoln Nautilus Reserve, which is a top-of-the-line Lincoln. I'm going to be getting more into details in a second. Just so you know, this is the gas version, but I'm going to be talking about a little bit about the fuel economy and the power version in the hybrid as well, and the differences that you'll be getting. Let's dive right into it. Look at this beautiful looking color. It's a metallic gray, as you can see, and obviously you can opt out a diamond white, the black, and there are a few other versions of gray that Lincoln is launching. Some of you are wondering, you know what, the car is made in China, what's the quality and everything. You know what, I have spent good few hours with this vehicle and test drove and everything too. It passes all my checks. And if you're comparing between getting a vehicle which is 5-passenger but still has a lot of leg room, this is your car, and I'm going to get into that in a second. But first of all, let's just talk about these beautiful looking LED lights with the projector lamps in between. Now you'll be like, Vic, this vehicle does not have the fog lamps, but you know what? You won't have to worry about it because these lights can do the job real well. Now you have these connecting daytime running light that goes all across there and looks really cool. I hope you're able to see it and through the camera there. And you have this illuminating Lincoln logo, which you basically get in the Lincoln Aviator and the Navigator. If you want to check those videos out, you can. And you have this blacked out grille. Usually when you go for a loaded trim, you get a lot of chrome. I'm a GM guy by myself, and when I see a GM with a loaded vehicle, it's usually a chromed up vehicle, just like the Platinums and the Fords and all that stuff too. But this one, it's all blacked out. Now, if you'll come closer and take a look at these small little details within the grille, it almost looks like a Lincoln sign, basically like this. Right, it looks really neat in my opinion. And behind this grille, you have these aero shutters that open and closes based on the temperature outside. They're all thermosensitive. During winter days, they're going to open and close. And you have the same one underneath here too. And you have a radar in between, which looks pretty cool. Now, come to the side right here. You have this, of course, you have the sensors in your front fascia with the radar in the middle. And you have this plastic piece, which is like a blacked out plastic with the gloss black around here. Now, it is a real vent. I don't know how much of a functionality this specific piece can bring, but it's there. The air can pass through it just to dissipate all that extra air that might be coming to the side here. Now, huge windshield, as you can see. You have the front-facing camera, part of your automatic braking, your pedestrian detection, all that kind of stuff. Now, talking about the hood here, there is a decent amount of indentation here. One thing that I'm not able to understand is on top of the light, you have this overhang of the hood, which is, I don't know what exactly, to me it doesn't look like a complete fit and finish. It almost looks like a Tesla Model 3. There are some gaps in the body style there, but I'm going to let you guys decide what I need to get into. Now, with the Reserve package, you get these 22 inches gloss black wheels with the aluminum and chrome finish on top of that. Now, it's an all-wheel drive vehicle, and for suspension, when you choose the Reserve package, you also get adaptive ride control as well, which means the shocks are going to readjust for you every time you go over a bump, about 500 times per second, which is pretty cool, provide you the best comfort possible. And obviously, you have independent suspension front and back. To all my viewers who do not know what independent suspension is, it's basically like these are your two tires. If one tire is sitting on a speed bump, the other tire will be just on the ground instead of giving you a solid axle where you'll be sitting like this on the vehicle, right? So that's not going to be the case. Right here, a beautiful looking Nautilus badge, and some of you are wondering what this is. This is actually the keyhole here. You can use this when your fob battery dies. That's going to happen once upon a time in your lifetime. If that's the case, use this to open up the door. Now, blacked out, gloss black mirrors, as you can see, hooked to the frame right there, and you have a light in between. These mirrors are heated and they have a blind spot detection. Best of the best thing, here it is. You have the gloss black finish right here. There is no actual buttons here, but when you put your hand behind it, you press the button to open the door, but there is nothing visible on the side right here. And what do you see this? You actually have the buttons from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9, 0. In case you forget your keys and your phone is not working, you can also type in the specific manufacturer code that you'll be provided by the dealership to open up this specific vehicle. So make sure you are safe even if you have the keys inside and you do not have the electronics, you don't have to worry about it. Now, look at the whole look of the vehicle. Gray color, blacked out at the bottom for the side skirts, and you have the blacked out finish overall. Give you a nice aesthetics of a vehicle. And look at the size of this vehicle, the huge size of the door. And of course I'm going to get into the more the comfort specs inside too, but a lot of space there. Now come to the side right here. Here is what you get. You have the gloss black finish right here. In between you have sensors, and you have a huge tail lamp that goes all across right here. Now you have the backup camera right here, and on top of this rear window you have this light right here. When you put this vehicle into reverse, that light illuminates to make sure the people behind you know exactly where you're driving, right? Now obviously there's a button right here. You have your automatic tailgate. There is a button on the remote as well. Plenty of space here. I just threw some extra stuff in it so I can show it to you how it looks like. There's a lot of space here. Of course, these mats here, and underneath here you have your spare tire. And when you come inside, you're welcome with this Nautilus badge. A lot of space. You can throw your luggages, and if you want to, kidnap a body or something, you can also do that. Now, come to the side. I want to mention one more thing. You actually have your hooks right here, both side to side, in case you want to throw in a quick cover when you're going for a grocery. You have a DC port here, and you have these buttons in case you want to drop these seats, which looks like this. And if you want to do that on the right side, you can also do this to make even more space. One advice I'll give it to you, if you're trying to haul anything with this vehicle, just put a cargo liner. These seats are really comfy, they're high quality, and you don't want to ruin that with any of the harsh stuff that you might be putting into the vehicle. Thank you so much for watching my video up to this point. I really appreciate you taking your time, and make sure you don't forget to subscribe. There's more and more fun content is on the way. Now let's get back to the vehicle review here. Here's what you get. Under this hood with the gas engine, you get a 2-liter turbo engine, which is paired to 8-speed transmission that is putting out 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. 8-speed transmission, your fuel economy is 21 miles per gallon in the city and 29 per gallons within the highway. Now, there is another hybrid option, the hybrid powertrain option that you do get. You get 2-liter turbo paired to an electric motor, which is 100 kilowatt, paired to a CVT transmission, which is, in my opinion, is a bummer, because we all know what happens with the CVT. There is no specific gears in it. It's just one gear acting like all the gears, and there are some problems. But with that, keeping those things apart, the power is more. It's 310 horsepower, 295 pound-feet of torque, and with the fuel economy, your fuel economy jumps up to 30 miles per gallon in the city. Remains similar similar for the highway, which is 31 miles per gallon and 30 miles per gallon combined within the city, which is not too bad, right? Now, that's what you get. Let me know your comments. What are your thoughts are? Are you thinking about going for the hybrid, or you're more of a gas person? I'll let you guys answer that. Now, let's get into the back seat of the vehicle so I can show you what kind of space you get in that. Before I get into the crux of the matter, let me just talk about the back seats real quick. Look at this. There's plenty of space at the back. My front seats are set in a way that the way I like to sit, all the way back, all the way down. I'm 6'2", by the way. There's still a lot of space at the back, which is awesome. A huge panoramic sunroof, which is awesome. And if you'll press this button, that's where you have your reading lights. Now, behind the seat, you have these USB-C ports where I can connect my phone and charge my phone. Now, instead of having those same options within this button scenario here, I have it behind the seat, which is pretty cool. 110 volt here, right here. I have the heated seats option, which I can press by just pushing it down there. Now, you can fit one more person in the middle, one right here, 3 people at the back. You have a little bump because it's an all-wheel drive vehicle, which is not bad at all. Now, you can also recline these seats because you have this handle on this side right here, which you can pull and recline these seats, which is awesome. Or you can also pull this bad boy down where you have your cup holders that looks like this. Look at this. I'm going to open it one more time for you. Press this. It opens like this. It looks pretty cool, actually. And if you will look into this seat belt here, around this area, you have this strap here. You can put your seat belt there, lock it with the magnet. Looks pretty cool, right? So small things, that is small detail that make this vehicle really, really special. Now, if you will focus on the door right there, you have the premium audio system. You have the gloss black finish right here. You have the speakers, all that stuff. And the way you open your door, just like you open your door from outside, you pull this to unlock the door, which looks pretty neat in my opinion. A lot of space underneath there too, to give you all that extra space to put your bottle or snacks and everything in. All right, let's just talk about a few more things right here. Now, some of you might be wondering, Vic, how much is this vehicle? This specific vehicle, Nautilus Reserve, with the 22 inches wheels, is going to cost you roughly about $77,000 in Canada, whatever it's going to come down to be in US. And if you go with the hybrid model, it's going to cost you roughly about $5,000 more. And one more thing I would like to point out in this specific one, this one has 14 speaker system from Revel music system, which is pretty cool. Now, if you go with the basic Nautilus, you're gonna get 10 speakers. But if you go with the Reserve 3, which is one level up, slightly bit, right, you get 28 speaker system. So basically you're sitting in the vehicle and enjoying the best possible music system, which is pretty cool. Now, let's just focus on that specific door there. You have that little light coming out of your blacked out portion. You're wondering what that is, Vic. That is actually part of your ambient lighting, which is pretty cool, right? Now, when you come inside, look at this end-to-end 48 inches panoramic screen, which looks a huge real estate, taking a lot of space right here, but it looks really cool actually. You can do a lot of things on that thing. Now, talking about these seats, these are one of the most comfy seats that you can find, and I've been said it time and time again, Lincoln has one of the softest seats. It's not a German vehicle, but it's still going to give you the best class experience, even in a better price. Now, these seats are perforated. There are little lines, as you can see right here. Nice design, everything. These are heated and cooled. And talking about one quick thing, which is not a lot of people actually pay attention to when you spend this much money. You have these little mics in top of your upholstery. That is part of your sound detection system. Now, that catches a lot of unwanted noise around the vehicle to make this vehicle a lot quieter inside by sending equal waves there. Now, if you have more questions about that, you can study physics, but a loud noise and the extra waves from the speakers cancel it out to give you the best class experience there. That's how I'm going to simplify it. Now, come inside here. Let's talk about a few more things. Now, let's start with this. Let's start with the steering wheel here. You have this unique design on the steering wheel. You have the camera right here, which is part of your Blue Cruise that watches your face at all times when you're in a cruise control and you're on a national highway. You have about 1 million miles of coverage in North America, Canada, and US. And make sure it watches your face, and when it's running, and if you're about to die and you're about to doze off, it's going to let you know to take control of the vehicle, right? Now, this is how the steering wheel looks like. Now, pay attention to this. This is what I'm doing. I'm just trying to run my thumb right here, and this is how it looks like on your screen, right? If I want to increase the volume, I'll press the button, but I can just move this finger. On the other side, you also have this Lincoln that's built right here with the speed limit. And on the other side, you have your cruise control settings here too, and of course your lane assist settings, as you can see. If you can control all these things just by using this button, it's going to change the animation on the screen here too. Right on the right side, I mean to say just on the right side, you have the navigation inbuilt, and you have these 3 pillars in between where you can play your Bluetooth music, the time, or the weather forecast here, and you can throw some extra things in case you like it too. Now, come inside, you have the center console here with the USB-C port. One thing I noticed about all the 2025 vehicles, everybody's going away with the USB ports because every single phone company is sticking to USB-C because it's a lot faster, which makes sense, right? But here's how your center console looks like. Now, some of you might be wondering, what is so special about this vehicle, Vic? Tell us something more cooler things. Now, look at this. When you take this console space off, you press this button and you have this extra storage that comes out. Right in here, you can put 3 electronic scent diffusers that you can use it using your screen. You can purchase that from Lincoln. Most of these cars do come with it. In this specific one, we just couldn't find it because the person at the dealership, they lost it somewhere. So that's why we couldn't do it. But you can press these buttons, you can put these in, and using the screen that's just right here in the middle, and you can control all of that, which is pretty cool, right? Now, standard Lincoln key. Nothing really crazy. Looks like a Ford key, or you can call it Lincoln, whatever. A lot of space right here. Cup holders, place to keep your change. 1 USB port. Wow. We have 1 success. And you have the wireless charging right here. A dial right here to control your volume, crystal cut. And you have all these buttons for your 360 camera, your front defogger, of course your drive modes and your lane assist, the park assist, all that kind of stuff, and your standard Prindle if you want to put your vehicle into drive, neutral, reverse, park, or if you want to control it manually, you can also do that too, right? Look at the 360 camera surface. In my opinion, if you have 48 inches screen right in front of you, the screen at least should look, you know, clear enough. I am a little bit disappointed on that screen because if you will spend $55,000 on a Buick Envision, that's where you'll still have a more clearer camera, which in this case, I'm not able to decide what should we do, right? But that's okay. Let's just move past and look at this touchscreen here too. You have Apple CarPlay, you have Android Auto, and all these things here, and you also have inbuilt YouTube as well. And that's just my channel. Make sure you don't forget to subscribe to my channel, as I mentioned already, and you can watch YouTube when you are in the park mode, and you can basically see everything. For example, let's just see if we can turn this on.
Behind me is the Volkswagen Beetle, and it's the perfect first car for your teenager.
That's just me.
It's all-wheel drive,
right?
drive
I also do shorts. But anyways, let's just go back to the main channel here. Now, you can also download games from the Google Play Store because the whole screen is Google inbuilt. You can play chess, or you can play some more games, whatever you can, without driving the vehicle in park. You can also play some games where you're required to use your steering wheel, any car games, all that kind of stuff there too. Now, you can check all your drive mode selectors and your vehicle settings right here. You can control your drive modes here. For example, you can have conserve, excite. It has a nice animation at the back. You have the slippery, and you have this deep conditions too, heavy snow or sand assist. Now, you have ambient lighting here. That's where you can change everything. Now, look into my door right there. You can change it to yellow if you like. You can change it to red if you like. Or if you want to change it to the light blue, you can also do that as well, right? Now, in case you want to change what you want to see on that screen, you can throw tire pressure here too and slide it right there, and it's going to, boom, go to that screen right there, right? Looks pretty cool. Well, in conclusion, I would like to mention that the car is really phenomenal considering in 2025 the way it should be, with all the tech and all the power that you get with this, because even with the gas engine you get about 250, and you can choose to go to hybrid. Let me know what your thoughts are. In my opinion, it's well priced in the market and it's a nice, cool design, but I would love to hear from you. Please drop a comment below and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Looking forward to see you in the next video. See ya.